Welcome everyone to Tat Talk. I'm here with Kelsey Sprinkle, the owner and operator of the Ramshorn Body Art Studio, and we're here to talk to you about tattoos.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Thank
our
you for having
first time at the round table in the new studio together.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's beautiful. There'll be more plants.
Yes.
As we were talking about. We got more plants coming.
Luckily, Kelsey is an avid plant lover like myself, and yeah, I think I got some from you back in the day at the old studio, so of course we gotta bless this one with your plants too. And we are here though not to talk about plants, we're talking about tattoos, and we have a big announcement for you, the viewer. So, you ready to announce it?
Yeah, so we're gonna do, I don't know how you want to be the technical title of it, but it's a friendly competition within the shop. Friendly competition. No feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But it was so difficult to choose. So each one of us, so the four of us, chose one of our favorites, and mind you, I say one of our favorites, not the favorite one, because it's so difficult. Oh my God, I was literally sitting there for hours.
It's like
weeding through them.
choosing between your babies.
Yeah, your favorite
Picking
child.
Your favorite child.
It's like, I don't have a favorite, I love them all. Where each one of us chose, well, it was three. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, down to one, it's like, man, so hard. So anyway, I'm just dragging this on.
We did have to simplify the contest. So I did have to tell her right before this, so it's kind of crushing right now because they each had three and we had to simplify it for the poll. So the poll is for you to vote and decide who is the best. And it's not really the best, it's what is your favorite? So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, is the fact that there are four artists at the Ramshorn, and you all have different styles, different tastes, different just everything, personalities even, while having your tattoo done, because getting a tattoo is more than actually, I think, the art itself. It's the whole process, and so you're all different. And this is a way that we can judge, I guess, the styles and pick our favorite style.
It doesn't make one person less or more.
Exactly.
Better. It's just friendly competition with each other, just for the public to choose, hey, which one of these do you guys just like the most?
Yeah.
You know, and it's also, I think, just an interesting social experiment to be like, maybe people like this more, or this. Not that that really is the end game of what matters, but I think it'd be just interesting of what I love may not be the same thing as what the general populace likes.
Yeah. So we're going to keep these anonymous too. Like
Yes.
the artist behind the photo that you're voting on is going to be anonymous, and it's going to be a big surprise at the end, you know, for
But I do
the
feel
viewer.
If you know your person,
Yeah.
you'll know exactly who's who, and it'll be kind of obvious if you're familiar with everybody, but that's okay. But it's still anonymous. A nominee?
A nominee.
Oh my God. Anonymous.
Wow.
To our best ability, but
Listen, I think that's like the game in the Quincy tattoo scene, though. It's like I like looking at people's tattoos and being like, that came from so and so, or that came from, you know. So, and even people outside of your shop, I feel like I can look at people's lines, their style, and be like, did you get that from? And a lot of times I'm right. So I think I do know my local tattoos. I think this is a scene that I want to uncover within our Muddy River News viewer realm. I want more tattoo lovers like myself to join us on Muddy River and have a say-so. So this is a way for the viewer to just get their opinion out there.
yeah, their 2 cents, be like, you like this.
We like our opinions at Muddy River News. So here's your chance to give yours. Now that we made that big announcement, that will go on, that contest will go on for the full month of July. We will then revisit here next month and announce the winner and give you more tattoo questions. But for this edition of Tat Talk, we have the bag. If you're familiar with Tat Talk, we have some questions that you have submitted to the Ramshorn. And you can submit those questions by emailing Kelsey at theramshorn@yahoo.com.
Yep.
And
Ignore the sticky notes. We're just gonna.
the sticky notes.
So now they're just more actual grabbable pieces of paper.
All right.
Translated onto paper, but Gotta do the honors.
The honors of the big draw.
And some questions are similar to other ones, so my answer might be different each time. I'm gonna try to be consistent, but
Things change.
yeah.
Can you fix my old tattoo?
We can. So I've actually done this quite a few times where if it's either a scenario, for instance, like it's just a couple dozen years old, it happens, it's just part of the skin, it's part of just how our bodies work and break down the inks, where with time, where things are concentrated, like a single line, for instance, our body breaks it down in our skin and just our whole biology changes. So it'll start to not so much separate, but like expand a little bit, like the crispiness dulls. And that's just a normal process. Even if you take care of the best, sometimes it just happens. Depends on the person, depends on the application, environment, etc. So sometimes just down the road, it's like, man, I can't tell what this thing is anymore, just because at the time it was this cute flower like this big, and now it's like a blob, right? So I've done it, and my other artists at the shop, shout out Robert, Michaela, Kira. I call them tattoo facelifts.
Okay.
Where it's still caring about the tattoo, but it's just sprucing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So if someone had an old tattoo, it's like, man, I got this when I was like, I don't know, 18, and now I'm 63. You can do that.
So sprucing it up, not necessarily covering it up. You keep with the old concept still.
Yeah, if they just liked it, but we just need to like just crisp it up a little bit more. Absolutely.
I like it. Crisp it up. I think a couple of mine could use some crisping. I'll have to come see you soon. Speaking of which, while I'm on that subject, we were talking about beforehand, it's a question of my own.
Okay.
It is summertime.
Yes.
And the sun. We just talked about crisping and fading.
Being crispy.
Yeah. So how does that affect tattoos?
I don't care if you're a person that's so anti-sunscreen, but for the love of God, use sunscreen on your tattoos.
Yeah.
Please. Like, even, you should anyway, period. Skin cancer, bad, okay? Well, the thing with sun, especially with certain pigments, and again, I'm going to be a broken record to be like, depending on your biology, depending on your skin type, your skin, your genetics, external factors, etc., what colors you use. Certain colors are more prone to just, we use the term like falling out, or just up and just kind of disappear on the body, to where the higher the contrast on your body, the more it's going to stick around and be seen. So if it's a lighter shade or lighter color, and honestly, I'm really impressed by how some of these yellows have held strong, but you can kind of see some spots right here where this yellow completely just fell out, where the sun is your tattoo's mortal enemy. Because not only does that eliminate some of the contrast, like if I've become pasty because I try to avoid the sun, the more pale you are, the more of a higher contrast. It's kind of like blank sheet of paper, right? The more will show. But if you were to tone that paper down or like toast it a little bit, some of those contrasting colors or pigments will be less obvious compared to something that's like this, right?
Yeah.
So, and amongst other things, insert sciences and biologies here. The sun can degrade your tattoo, simply. So even if you're not a person that uses sunscreen, please use sunscreen.
Yeah, and I think I know what you're kind of getting at with the sunscreen. There are like some people that I think are concerned about the chemicals within it. They make sunscreens, I think, or preventatives that are mineral based now.
Yes.
I've seen it's a little more expensive and pricey, but I think it works the same. I've been using some myself on especially my tattooed areas when I was in the sun, and I've been happy with the results.
Yes.
So.
And so even if you're not a sunscreen person, just at least use it on your tattoos. And also, tattoos are expensive.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for. Some are just freaking expensive, and it's an investment. And this is expensive real estate that you're carrying with everywhere. So take care of it, because you want to be proud of it, but also it's like, I worked really hard on it.
Take care
Please
of
take care of
my art.
Because if I worked really hard on it, and then if you don't take care of it, it's like, it's a little. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just take care of it to make it look the best for the longest period of time.
I like that you called it real estate, because that's exactly what it is. Sometimes I'm running out of it, but we'll find more space.
But sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Summertime.
I'm glad I asked that question. All right. Do I need an appointment?
Yes. Oh, okay. Wait. Yes. Initial answer. Yes. Like, wait. Yes. Sometimes we could do walk-ins. I can't guarantee you every hour by the hour that we can get someone in. But usually, if it's something small, can I say bad words?
Sure.
Sometimes I could just say, I just don't want to be the guy and be like, oh. Sometimes we could just say, fuck it. And if it's like a little thing, it's like, yeah, I could get you in. And it's a little bit of a street shop style. But for bigger projects, I just recommend making an appointment because then it allows everyone to really cement what they want.
Yeah.
And be sure and really sit and plan it rather than like, let's do this. And then down the road be like, man, maybe we could have done this instead. But if it's a little thing, yeah.
Yeah, those let's do this moments though are usually, I'm hoping, just the little tattoos, but I don't know. I mean, lots of people are spontaneous and will try to go in and get a big dragon on their back. I don't know.
Yeah. And sometimes big ones we can. You know, if like the universe, the tattoo gods are listening at that time, where if we get a cancellation or whatever
there
it may be, sometimes we get the people coming in and they like sense it that they have time to come and get tattooed for a bigger piece. But typically with a bigger piece, I just like the comfort of let's plan this, and I want to make sure that this is what in the end you want because it's on your body forever.
Yeah, like you said, planning is key. It's important real estate. So
yes.
All right, next question.
Next question.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay.
What's in the tattoo ink?
That's tricky. It's primarily just a sterilized pigment. There's probably more technicalities to it that I'm not going to do justification for. And I'm also not a, what would I even be like in that field to make it, the chemist of the inks. But as far as I'm aware of, mind you, don't quote me on this one. That's a good question. I'm probably going to butcher myself on this, but it's primarily a sterilized form of body-safe pigments where it's chemically, I guess if that's the right word, made for our body or to be body safe as much as possible. But as far as I know, that's the main thing. And even on sometimes the ink bottles, it kind of gives like a rough gist of what it is, but it doesn't always come out and say it. But I think it's also for the sake of protecting their properties and their products so that someone just doesn't look at it and be like, I could do this.
Yeah.
But primarily body safe pigments.
It's so weird how far tattoos have come so far.
Yeah. Like before it was just like, I'm thinking like back in the day where it's like the caveman days, you know, where it's like probably ash.
It was a lot of,
like, yeah, and they're just like, you know what? And they whip it up in their stone bowl, you know, and they accidentally like jab themselves and they're like, oh, and they, you know, I feel like that's probably where it came from.
I think so. Next question.
I'm on one today, so don't mind me. I'm just like, oh, in an excited mood.
How tattoos age?
Real circle, really.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was not complete question. How tattoos age,
tattoos
but
age.
How do tattoos age?
They age with us, but much like the initial, I guess either the question where we were talking about how like can you fix my old tattoo, pretty much the same answer to where they are injected into the, I believe one of the dermis layers in our skin. So there's like much like that in a layer of rock in the earth, right? So once it's injected into that layer where, and this is just purely layman's terms, okay? There's more steps to it. I know, don't correct me. Where our pigment is located, essentially like what makes our skin pigment, we're injecting it into that layer, not too shallow, not too deep, because then if it's deep, that's a problem. Shallow, it won't stay. To where that's where it just resides and stays within our skin. And just again, with time, while it's concentrated initially, it's boom, that's where it's at. And just with time, our skin and things degrade, our body actually absorbs some of it as well. So it kind of breaks down a little bit just with time, happens with everything, to where that's why we always recommend people too, just certain things, if you put it too close together, if it's too small, we're not trying to be the bearer of bad news or the dream destroyers of like your perfect tattoo, but typically when we bring this up or if we say, hey, this won't be the best idea, we're not just doing it because we don't want to do it. It's to look out for our clients and our people so that down the road, 5 years, it's not just going to look like a blob. And then it'd be like, man, the tattoo artist fucked this up. It's like, no, we tried to tell you, but this is what happened. Or if like super fine line, tiny tattoos, sometimes those are okay, but I don't think people realize the longevity of it's not going to be fine line forever. Things kind of expand, things kind of blob, stretch. And that's just a natural process with tattoos that happens. And actually, you can, well, not on my arms, you can't really tell, but I have a few on my legs where you could see where the first one I got on my leg, how it's different and age different than the most recent one. So I think it's actually really interesting to be like, oh, I can compare and see how something ages differently, to where you'll also hear the phrase, the bold will hold, because most of the time it will. It will just, the higher contrast, again, going back to contrast, the higher contrast, the better. So typically the more bold tattoo it is, down the road, it'll look the best.
Okay, so inserting my question, the bold will hold. Does that mean that some tattoo artists press down hard? Like, will they pierce a layer deeper, or does it all kind of stay the same?
Going harder in a tattoo doesn't mean it will hold best, and also that's more prone to, like, if you go beyond the layer of where you're injecting the skin on the dermis or the epidermis, you will run into the risk of not only scarring someone, and sometimes it just happens. It's not deliberate all the time, just sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah. So, sometimes we're just a little more rough on certain spots than others. Everyone's skin's different. Depending on the location too, softer skin's always a little scary sometimes, where if you're too rough, you can cause not only scarring and just like tissue ouchie, but then what a lot of people will use and be familiar with the term is blowouts. So that's causing the pigment to go beyond, or also ink drifting's a thing too, here nor there. But it will cause that ink where it's supposed to, if we're going beyond where the center realm of where we're keeping it, to expand the ink beyond where it's supposed to be placed. So sometimes you'll see, like, I don't really have it that's visible, but it just happens, unfortunately, to where it's just too deep, and it'll cause it to almost look like a bruised look, but it won't go away.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's like the tattoo and it goes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a watercolor mark that
Yes.
wasn't supposed to be. But, you know, sometimes happy little accidents are beautiful. I think the aging process, too, of tattoos is beautiful in itself.
Because you can see, like, oh, like this is how it held up on my body in just time.
Yeah. And speaking of time, I think we have time for one more question.
Okay. That's weird how it like came full circle for a moment.
It does. All right. I'm going to skip this one.
Oh. Piece of string.
Can a tattoo artist specialize in styles,
etc., or favorite or least favorite? Yes. I feel like on our poll, you might notice what certain people will prefer over the others. And it's like so hard, again, to choose like which one to throw in the poll. But yeah, everyone has their own preference and what we like to do. Like, for instance, I love doing both color and black and gray. But if I had to forever, like, choose a thing to do till the day I die, I would say full-blown color. Full-blown color. I love doing dynamic stuff, although it's so hard because I also like to do like monsters and like dragons and stuff. But then the whimsy, colorful, like super animated characters, more on the new school realm, I believe that would be more of the style if I could have more fun with. That's so hard. So maybe something bright, colorful, and really animated.
Would be your fave.
Yes, that's hard.
It's lucky for you, because you are so indecisive on your favorites, that you have so much skin or real estate coming to you. So you get to, it's not just you that you're decking out all of us around the community. And I mean, I can't thank you enough, because it really does brighten up the world, not just the art that you put on people's bodies, but the art that you see around town. Kelsey's murals are everywhere. You are very, very talented. I want to thank you for being a part of the roundtable discussion.
Well, thank you for having me.
And for those of you that are ready to vote on the poll, how we're going to do this is it's on a banner on our Muddy River TV site. Normally you can see the Ramshorn banner ad there. That is where we're going to have the poll. You click on the banner, it's going to take you directly to those 4 images, and you choose between those 4 images. We're going to tally up the votes, announce the winner. And then it's also, like you said, it's a friendly competition, and it gives you, the viewer, the opportunity to see all the different styles that the artist at the Ramshorn provides.
And they're all wonderful, and I got to see them before I sent them to you. And granted, I'm biased because I work with everybody, but everyone's so equally talented on their own merit and what they do on their own stylistic choices and how they go about it. So it's nothing personal, whoever wins.
but you're going to have some bragging rights.
A little bragging rights. And it's just for funsies. And just go purely by just the piece that you like. Again, you might be able to point out who's who, but just like, if I feel like once you see it, you'll know, for instance, which one's mine.
Yeah.
Kind of by how I just went by, like, if I could do something forever, it was literally under those categories. So it's like, oh, kind of out of myself. But just go purely by that piece of the 4 that you like, not just because you know the artist. Just be like, damn, I really like this one, and just go by with that.
Yeah.
And it's friendly competition, bragging rights, but it was so hard to choose. And because your piece wasn't on, sorry, microphone, I'm a little passionate today. Because your piece wasn't chosen of each one of our 4, it's nothing personal either. It was so hard to choose hundreds and hundreds of pieces to wean through them over the years. So it was just mostly going by what's kind of more recent that for instance, that I've done that I've really enjoyed. That also defines, like, this is kind of the stuff that I feel like I'm strongly suited in this department. So it was so hard. It was so hard. So if yours wasn't up there, nothing personal, it's in my heart.
They're all in her heart. And again, this is going to be great for the viewer to decide who's the artist for me too.
Yes.
All the different styles.
Yes.
And again, thank you again. I love displaying your talent. This has been another episode of Tat Talk.